Hi everyone, welcome to Craft Addict K. I'm Carla. Sam, of course, is not here again today because she is with her boyfriend on a date night. So, I did not want to put November wrap up off any longer because I've had 5 finishes. I think, I'm counting, I think 5 finishes. Lots of WIP progress, and we have a giveaway, and I wanted to be able to do the giveaway before I'm looking around because I still have stuff from StitchCon I haven't put away yet, and I recently got a filing cabinet for my paper patterns, so I'm working on getting this organized, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. If you know me, if you've been on Zoom with me, you know it is a whole thing. So I'm trying not to talk with my hands today. Let's talk. I want to say first, welcome. All our new subscribers, welcome to everyone that continues to follow me. We are almost at 2K, which I am so tickled about. I don't look at that number very often, so the word is getting out that Carla's channel at Craft Addict K, we like to have fun here. And we are going to have, today will be no different. So, today is December 8th. It is Thursday, 2022. And we are doing I'm looking, yep, it's in my bag. We are doing a giveaway. You had to say mystery on the last video that I posted, which was my October wrap up, and you did. And I already did the drawing. And what the drawing is for the Tiny Modernist, the Haunted Mansion. I'm doing this as a round robin with 9 of my other friends. I was asked to join them, and I said, why not? Because Carla does have a hard time saying no to things that sound fun. So, and I jumped onto this bandwagon. So you'll see that it's got things that are shaded out. That is because it comes with the different rooms, because this is how it was released. And ultimately, the last room I have, it will look like this when it's done. That's the full item. I am doing this, as I said, as a round robin. And so for my round robin with my group, we had to have the framework of the house, the moon, and the roof of the house done. So as we pass it around, there will be, each of us will do a room, and then we pass our project to the next person. And since there are 9 of us, we divide it out. Like there's going to be somebody that's going to be, we'll get it, and they may have to do the pumpkins, and we may have one person that'll get a tree and the other tree. So I'm not sure how it's all, like if we're going to have each of us stitch the same room each month as we pass it along. It's not mine to run. I'm just participating in it, and I'm going to have fun regardless. So I had said that if you wanted to join and stitch this with us kind of on your own project, that I was going to give you the pattern, which I will. And I did get this from Grace Notes Fabrics, and Corinne said that the rest of the rooms are on order. They just haven't come in yet. So I did ask her when she got them to hold them for me so that we could just send them all at once to the winner. So you'll get a package from her as well. And I will send this out with Grace Notes Fabrics. This is 18 count Ada Symphony is what it is called. And this is that. And it's gray and beautiful. And there is their card, Grace Notes Fabrics. I had her grungy it up. So her True Symphony has a little bit more purple in it. But I said, make it more gray with some purple undertones. So that's what you have and what you see here. So, as I said right before I started the video, because you all have seen me trying to multitask with doing random comment generator and being able to do things live on camera, I'm not good at it. So I decided to do it ahead of time and take a picture of the winner. And hopefully I took the picture. Hopefully I remember. I know who it was. And our winner who won our giveaway is Lisa Marie Ford. So the word was mystery, and Lisa says, great video. Congrats on all the finishes. Can't wait to see what you have planned for us next year on the road trip. I love a good mystery. And so thank you very much. There was, I think, 17 of you that left a comment for this. So thank you, Lisa. I want you to get with me, PM me. I know you're in some of the groups I'm in. I know you're on my road trip. So send me a message with your mailing address and I will get this out to you, and I will share your address with Corinne at Grace Notes Fabrics, and she will send the other parts to you as she gets them. So there you go. Fantastic, right? Okay, hold on. I forgot something. I need to go get it. Okay, I had to step away for just a moment, and the reason, I keep looking because I feel like I dropped something. The reason is I didn't bring my planner back here. This is November, and I want to give you my November wrap-up, and then we're going to talk a little bit about planning. I'm going to show you some whips, and I'm going to show you a ton of haul, but I'm going to save the haul for the end. Not everybody likes to see the haul. I hope you like to see the finishes. I was excited to get them done. So we're going to do this in no particular order, just how I have them. I have them kind of laid out in print. I'm going to show you. I have a board like this. It's just a Dollar Tree board. And I had this leaning on my computer chair in my stitching room so I could at least see my whips until I finish them. And I have a goal for next year that I'm going to fully finish at least one a week. That's my goal. Because I have, as I look at my wall of shame, I have multiple projects hanging over here you don't see on pants, hangers, layers upon layers of projects that need finished that I haven't just taken the time to fully finish. And so I want to make that a goal. You know, my goal is one a week. I'd be happy if I fully finished 2 a month, but I don't want to give myself that out until I really need that out. So without further ado, the month of November, did I write my whole total in? I'm getting to the end of my happy planner, so you know, I've got my little sheets in here. Well, I didn't write in the total. I know it was over 17,000. If you really care, you can ask me below and I'll let you know in the comments below. So the first one I want to show you is I finally finished the Light Keeper. And I've already passed this pattern on to my niece who is a new stitcher and wanted to stitch it. So this is the Light Keeper. And it, I believe, is a Russian design. I could not read the directions, but you know, cross stitch, all you have to do is have a good picture with a good pattern to follow and you can figure it out. So there is my little guy, the Light Keeper. I had so much, I don't want to say I had fun stitching. I don't usually stitch on Aida, and that was frustrating enough, but then white on white Aida was a pain in the rump, let's be real. But it's finished. And I don't know how I'm going to fully finish it, but it's finished. So it counts, right? I also finished a project, and I called this my 10-piece ornament set. It is the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer series. It is on Etsy. I will try to insert a picture here that I have in my whip album that has all 10 items. I had some fabric, some miscellaneous fabric in a bag, and I just threw the bag into my stitching bag with them. And this is, I believe it's Clarice. So this is her. And by the time we were all said and done, I know she had 1,183 stitches in there this month. So she's not big. Had I done better planning, I could have shifted her up and probably put another ornament on this fabric, but I was not really knowing what to expect with the sizes. I'm not real good at managing that. And so I ended up going in the middle and working out. And then after I got her done and saw how much fabric I probably will use for some small ornament at some point, but she will get made into an ornament, and she's not real big. I think it's deceiving. Look at, she's cute. I don't care what you say. All right, so that would be Clarice, and that is on an even weave of some sort. But like I said, mystery pieces of fabric, and I put them in a Ziploc bag years ago. I say years, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. Let's be real. I'm pulling these one clip at a time. The next one that I have is Blackbird Designs, and it is, there's a book that they have of stockings, and this is the design. It's not ironed. You can see I ran out. I really misjudged this. If I'd have just shifted over here just by a little bit, I'd have been fine on this piece of fabric, but it was a scrap piece of fabric, as you can tell, and I thought I was good, and I wasn't. I'm missing the other half of this flower right here. I think I can still work with this by getting, you know, it just might have quilting fabric as the toe, and you won't even know it. So I could stitch on an extra piece over here and then stitch, but I don't think it's worth it just for the other half of these leaves. I'll come up with something. I don't know. I'll come up with something. But I did enjoy it, and I changed the colors a little bit. So there you go. And that is a blackbird stocking, and there's a set of them. So I will be doing more at some point. And I did this one 1/2. And I think this is like a lamb's wool. And I'm not sure what the count is. I should be better about writing that stuff down. Okay, so that was 3 finishes, right? Then I have, if you pardon me, pulling all these clips off, right? It was kind of fun having these all on my thing. This is, I called it the Reading Gnome, and I believe I do have the pattern or the paperwork for this one. It was an Etsy purchase. I think it's called Gnome number 6. If I pull it out of my bag, I'll show you. I'm pretty sure it's in here. Oh, here we go. Maybe. Sorry, some of them I kept the stuff in here so I could show you. It's a Danis pattern, Gnome number 6. So this is the pattern, and it wasn't hard to stitch at all. It ended up being, I put it on Fabric Flare whitewashed board fabric, which I liked. Let's see if I can, I thought it made it look like there was a wall behind it. So there's the board, and there's my Reading Gnome in all of his glory, sitting on his chair, and coincidentally, that is the same color that my stitching chair is. So it will be framed. I have decided that I would probably like to frame this in an expensive frame job by me. I think I could handle that. So yeah, that was a fun. That was fun to stitch. I had some doubts on the hat because the pattern, it looks, in my mind, it looks very red on here. I did use the called for DMC, but as I stitched it, it does look much oranger than I anticipated. But it was fun, and the books look pretty cool. Okay. My last finish for November is Cross Stitch Nation. Without further ado, right, it is on, I have my little paper here, it is on So Vain 32 count fortnight fabric. I stitched this 2/2. This was a, oh, I'm going to sneeze, I think. This was a round robin, kind of, sort of, but not really. There were other stitchers, Colleen Corinne from Grace Nuts Fabrics, Hannah Dowling from Hannah Dowling. I think there's Crystal Rowe. She has a channel. There is Sarah from My Stitching Kingdom. She was the last one to be called. I even have my husband on here. Did I leave anyone out? I hope not. So, and myself. So how we did this was every other month we spun a wheel, and whoever name come up on the wheel got to decide which person they were on the pattern, and they chose their colors that the rest of us could stitch from. And when I say chose their colors, somebody might say, I like purple and teals. And so we would try to find purple and teals in our stash to make said dress for that person. So without further ado, let me tell you. So the stitches are mine. However, the colors are theirs. So if I did this right, from what you're seeing from this side over here, the first person is me. Then the person in that teal dress is Crystal Rowe. The next one with the green dress is Sarah from My Stitching Kingdom. Hannah Dowling, of course, is in the middle with the big yellow dress. And that is Farmhouse Flossie's yellow, by the way, I used. And the next gentleman is to represent the men in our life. So that would be my husband. And I put a heart inside of his hoop instead of the crosses that were there before. Then as you come across, the next person in that blue dress would be, let me make sure I got it right, Colleen, part of Grace Notes Fabrics. And the pink at the dress at the very end would be Corinne. So I got them all in there. It says I belong to the Cross Stitch Nation. I've initialed and I've dated it. So we started this at the beginning of the year and we finished it. So this was a start and a finish this year. And this is Fortnite Fabric Sylvain. I'm really excited. This one I will frame. We did do different things. Some of us put our names across the top. Some of us are putting our initials along the bottom. I haven't decided yet, and that's why I haven't done anything yet. I don't know if I'll put a list on the back of the frame of who each person is or how I want to do that, because I kind of like a lot of different ones that they've done on theirs, and I just haven't decided. So there is Cross Stitch Nation. So that was a finish. So there you have it, ladies and gents. That was my finishes for the month of November. I think I had some overflow because we did Knock-It-tober, and I was really doing a lot of finishes in October, and then it was hard not to continue on that path because I wanted to get more projects off of my WIP list going into 2023. So I've had so far for the year for 2022, I am up to 22 finishes for 2022, and it's still early in the month. I might finish something. I doubt I will, but I might. I don't have anything on my list that I think I would finish anytime soon. So, okay. Let's talk whips. Okay, so what else did I stitch on? I did pull out a full coverage, and this one is called Addie's Window. It is a Heaven and Earth design, and it's not a lot to look at yet, but at least it's got progress. It was the first time I've touched it this year. So this is on my roller frame rods. You can see it's a split rod system, and we talked about rods on my last video, so I'm not going to get too far into depth with that. I'm unrolling carefully because I don't want it to come apart. And you will see, look, I will try to insert a before and an after picture. I am starting to work my way across the top. You can see how big this will be across the top. But that's as far as I got. And even that, this is 2,839 stitches I put in this. So I'm working my way across using a Royal Row methodology, I should say, because it's not a strict Royal Row, but you can see the plants, and I think I'm starting to get in here into the top of the window. So that's as far as I got. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So I'm going to roll this back up, and how I store these is because you'll see sometimes they want to kind of come apart on the ends when they have stuff in there. If they're not kept taut, and because I have those, what do you call them? The circle bobbies on it, it's hard to keep it really tight. So I just put a little rubber band, nothing major, just a rubber band on each end, and that just helps it to keep it from coming completely undone. You can see the bulges from the bobbies in there, and I may take those off next time I pull that out when I put it away, and just use the bobbies to kind of control it. All right, next up. And there's no particular order to these. I'm just kind of grabbing them as I go. Oh, here's my stocking. Maybe I probably don't have the book in here. Nope, no book in here. This was from This is from the Blackbird stocking that I finished, and it is on a 32 count lamb's wool. I really like these tags my sister made for me. So this I used as, I can't show you because I have the project right here, but I use this on my zipper pull, and it has the name of the design. When I started that December 25th, 2020, and it is 1/2 on 32 count lamb's wool, and I used Gentle Arts Cranberry and Forest Glade on that. So those were my two colors that I used for that stocking that I finished, and it's stocking number 1. Because I have my work copy still in here. I don't have the original in the bag because I keep those in a separate place so that they don't get crumpled because I move stuff around. So I like to keep my original copies somewhat in a good place. Oh, I worked on another Heaven and Earth design. I feel like squirrel. Okay, so this one is Once Upon a Fairy Tale, and I call it the red dress. I had it on my quantum or Omanik frame. I don't have a quantum frame. On my Omanik frame. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's by Della, what is this? Jenna Della Grottaglio. You can read it. I call it the red dress because there is also Once Upon a Fairy Tale, or Once Upon a Time. No, Once Upon a Fairy Tale. There's also another one by Amy Stewart that I also am working on. So it helps me decipher when I also put red dress. This is a max color, so you know. Again, I was working on getting this. I'm just going to across the top. Not much to look at. You can see as I back up. That's how big my fabric is across the top. We won't talk about how long it is. It's folded in half. And this is the pocket that I sewed on the top of my fabric to use for the Omanik frame. So I could just have a pocket to put stuff in. Anyways, there I am working across the top. A lot more colors in there than what you think. It's focusing in. You can see a little bit of brown, some blacks, some greens. Not much to look at yet, but I think as I get it moving along, there will be a lot more for you to see. We'll see. I was really trying this month to focus in and pull whips that I hadn't worked on this year after I got through the ones I thought I could get finished this year. So that's why you're seeing some of these other ones. That was my plan. The cram at the end to try and get them all done. I fell off the WhipGo bandwagon probably about 3 months ago. Kind of fell off of the WhipGo board. I just got behind and I didn't see my way out of getting caught back up. That is on a whip. I got lots of haul in here. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, this is more haul, I believe. Not haul, but sorry. Nope, nothing there to see, folks. Nothing there to see. I think this is my last whip. All right, so this is kind of a combination. This is a act of kindness. I talked about the Haunted Mansion that we were doing a round robin, and just this week I was provided with this wonderful bag that one of the members had made. I didn't ask permission to say her name, but she made a bag for each of us to go and put our project in. So, yay! How cool is that? I love it. And it has a little, like a button closure down here at the bottom. See? Love it. So, you know what that means. It's my Haunted Mansion. And my Haunted Mansion has, I did 1,183 stitches in November, but I also did a crap ton of them in December because I was really trying to get that moon done. And so I did close to 3,000 stitches in December already before I decided to put it away. Now we're going to start our exchange in February. So as long as I have it done and ready to go by February, I should be good. But I'm really tickled with how it's coming out. So the stipulation was it had to be an Aida fabric. So here is where I got So the moon is a Farmhouse Flossie's, I want to say it's pumpkin, but I'm not sure. I think it's pumpkin from Farmhouse Flossie's. And I finagled that around to make it so it wasn't stripy. I wanted to make sure it had like splotches of different colors so it looked like a sun or a moon to me. And I think that does look like a moon. I was really questioning myself when I was doing it. I started the second floor, started my way down to the floor. I got a lot to do, but I think the rest is going to go fast. That moon was kicking my butt. And this is on 18 Count Paris by Grace Notes Fabrics. So this is the piece that I decided to put mine on. And you can see the little ghost. But I'm very happy with how it's turning out. I think it's going to be good. And, you know, it's introduced me to other stitching friends. And, you know, this one will go in the mail and travel around. And I'm excited about it. So, and I'll get to stitch on other people's fabrics. So that's kind of cool. So, and there, here's the colors. This is the color for the palette, I'll say. The color palette for that Haunted Mansion. You can see I'm doing it 2/2 because my threads are very long for the loop method. Look at that, Jamie. Got a knot in here. Jamie knows I like my stuff being straight. So, and that's the color palette. Such pretty colors, bright colors, and it really pops on that gray fabric. Okay, and I'm throwing in a couple extra skeins of things that I think they might run out on before I get it back. So it's all DMC except for that little section. Okay, so I think that is all of my whips. Let me just double check. Yep, that is all of my whips and finishes. So now it's time for the haul, and I'm going to tell you it's a big haul. And I'll tell you why. My sister came last weekend. She came. We had the Jingle Ball. I hope you all had fun. I was in and out. Didn't get to many of the rooms to visit, but I was in and out. Did a lot of shopping on that. I didn't even bring that because your eyes would probably go, Carla, you need intervention. Maybe I do. I probably need an intervention. That's what I told my husband. He's like, how much more stitching stuff do you need? And I said, well, you never know what you need until you need it and you don't have it, right? Okay. So I did get my, and I'm not going to show you this, but I could show this to you. This is my Silks for You 12 Days of Christmas. So they're all wrapped. I haven't started them yet because we're not 12 days before Christmas, but I will show this in my next video as to what I got for the Silks for You. So I'm kind of excited about that. My sister, like I mentioned, we were going to do a video while she was here. I was trying to talk her into it, but she said she was not doing a video. She even brought some of her finishes, and I was hoping to get her to show those on video, and she wouldn't do it. She's kind of shy that way, but I'll work on her. She got me an advent calendar, and it's a Stitchy advent calendar that came from the United Kingdom. So I'm working my way through that. So I will, it's kind of fun. So we're going to do something similar, I think, next year. We're really excited about. So we'll see. Working on that. Let's see. We have a new stitching fabric dyer I found. Called Volcano Stitching, and so I wanted to show you. I'm sorry I did not take this out of the package. This is how it came. They had some kind of a sale because of the Veterans Holiday. They did a sale, so I wanted to show you what I got. This is an even weave, and I'm just now seeing there's not a name on there, so I don't know what she calls it. But this is a 28 count even weave. I just saw it and I liked it. I don't know. Some projects, some fabrics have no purpose in mind until I get ready. It has a number 5053. I don't know if that means anything. This one has a number 5923. It's a opal, 28 count opal even weave. And can you see the glittery opalescence in there? I thought this would be a nice for a snowman or something like that. Actually, I think that's what I kind of had in mind for both of these pieces. But a little midnight sparkle, right? So this is, again, Volcano Stitching is the name. She is on Facebook. That's how I found her, scrolling through Facebook. This one is number 6010. It is a 25 count even weave. And I just thought it was something a little different than what I had currently in my stash. You're seeing pretty true to color. So there's that, right? So I don't know. I don't have a plan. Some people have a plan. I live in a very rural area. I don't want to say I live in a very rural area, but I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in Western Pennsylvania. And unfortunately, we really don't have shops. And I'm saying that kind of tongue in cheek because, let me get this out of here, because not I'm going to keep messing with it. I say that tongue in cheek because there is a shop very close to me, but she has no social media. She's not online orders. That's not a thing for her. And she's older. She's been in business, she said, close to 40 years, but even the local people here don't know about her. And some of her things are dated, but she does have some fabric, and she runs it out of her basement in her home. So, and super nice lady. I don't want to discount that. She's a super nice lady, and part of the haul is that I got from her. I don't know. I must have been keeping that envelope. I don't see anything in there. That must have been a shipping envelope I wanted to keep. Handy, right? This is Grace Notes Fabrics. I must have ordered something. Imagine that. Did I order something? I did. Oh, that's where this went. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, Perfect Peach Tea. And I got a gnome, and I don't want to know what that gnome has. We won't talk about it. But I am doing Lisa Lane's Craft Room Sal. And so this is the fabric that's for that sal. It's not big. And this, if you're not sure or not heard about this, it's a sal through Paddock Lane Designs. She designed a craft room, and it's a year long where you her muse for it was like those craft rooms with the sewing machine and all the shelves and the American Dream. It opens up and has all these different compartments. And so when the year starts, like some people consider it like the temperature butterflies. Only instead of tracking temperature, she's using it to track her stitches in her craft room. But you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. But that's how she came up with the design. So the brown edge down at the bottom is to represent the floor, and the top half is the wall. So Sherry and I, my sister, were going to start this, and I couldn't find my fabric. I was looking for it, and I didn't remember what I did with it. Go figure. Put it somewhere I wouldn't lose it in my bags to go. My to-go bags. But I also have from Grace Notes Fabrics, all my fabric of the month and goodies and stuff. So we got some passion tea. Samantha will be excited about that. I ordered this off of her website. I thought I need that in my life. I don't even have a plan for it. I don't even know what I'm doing with it. It's linen, but it's called Black Licorice. It is a 32 count linen, and it's a pretty good piece, but I'm always looking for like a black, dark, and I got a big piece. I don't know. Some people would do like that chock full from Stitching with the Housewives. I don't know, but I thought I need that because, you know, white pops on this kind of fabrics, and I don't like stitching on white, and I can see these holes. So that's Black Licorice. And I got like I said, I got a big chunk of it, of linen. So who knows what will make its way to that. I just, when I saw it, I said, yep, need that. Let's see, what else is in my bag of goodies? Oh, Joblin. So my fabric of the month, I had switched to Joblin, and because I was getting 28 count, I made it a fat half. And then I called her and I said, I think in January I want to cut it back down to a fat quarter, because the fat halves is kind of big for what I would probably do. But I like this color. This is Egyptian Licorice Tea is the color, and it is a Joblin 28 count. So if you're interested, also speaking of Grace Notes Fabrics, they have a retreat in August on the eastern side of Pennsylvania near Allentown. If you're familiar with that area, they are doing a retreat, and last I checked, the spots were not completely full. I think that the price was $200 for the retreat. That does not include your hotel or your food, but they're going to have all kinds of things going on at the retreat. I think Grace Notes is going to have fabrics there and other things from the shop, and there's just going to be, I believe there's going to be a person that does bags that's going to be there. They're going to have a brag table that people are showing what they've stitched on Grace Notes fabrics, kind of celebrate Grace Notes and celebrate the stitchers. They want to see what we've been stitching on, what they've been sending us. So I think that's really cool. I'm really excited. I'm going. I don't know that Samantha's going to be able to go to that one, but I am definitely going to be there. And so come and meet and sit and stitch and do all the things. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. She has a lot of plans, so I think it'll be great. So I get both. So let me talk about Grace Notes color, or their fabric of the month. So I do both color and neutrals. My sister does every other month. So one month she does color, the next month she does a neutral. I know that Corinne does all kinds of variances. So if you're interested, reach out to her. Check out our website. They have a Facebook group. They also have a website that you can order from. She sent sticker, says Faith. I am also in her like extra little bits that they'll send. It's just mystery. You never know what it's going to be. And this is, she sent 2 ball tip needles, size 24, which is cool. I didn't really use them. I got, my friend Martha gave me one to try, and I tried it. I didn't really use it much after that. I think I kind of lost it with the other needles, so I probably pull it out every now and then when I'm stitching on something and go, why isn't this going right? So this is Sanotina. You guess. Let's see. 28 count. This is a fat quarter. This is the, I believe this would have been the color. It's kind of a gray. It's a little bit darker than what it's showing up on with the light, but it's, yeah, it's probably right about there. It's pretty true to color. So I know I get a lot of fabrics, and I get that. Some people are like, what are you doing all these fabrics? You haven't started anything. Why are you doing all these fabrics? This year, I'm in the Whip Warriors, previously known as No New Starts, and I am doing Swee-Wee. Stitch what I want when I want, and it don't matter. I'm going to stitch everything. I got things. I got plans. We're going to talk about plans, because I got plans. I got some little tubes she had on her site for needles that I'm going to be gifting at one of my stitching days. So I had that. I'm in Country Cottage's Nutcracker Village, and so I've been collecting these. I haven't started them yet, but I have been collecting them. So Nutcracker Village, I was thinking about doing these over on 25 count, or just doing them over, like, to make them individual ornament size. So I don't know. I'll play with it. This one's called Nutcracker Village. What is it? Drosselmeyer's Toy Store is the name of that one. So I've been collecting these. I just haven't started them yet. And the other collection that I've been working with her is the Into the Woods series. So this is also going to be a start in the new year. I have been collecting these as well and drooling over everybody else's progress. And I want one too. So I will be working on the Into the Wood series as well. Because, you know, Carla's always got plans. So the reason, oh, hey, my Siri. And the reason why I do fabrics the way I do is because I've pulled out fabrics like this, tossed, excuse me, tossed the floss on it, and realized, you know, even with these, the different colors, realized whenever I think is going to work on there isn't actually going to work on there, because I put the floss on and it just kind of blends into the fabric, or it's not what I think it's going to be, or it's not big enough, or there's always something. It's not the count I want. So it's not like I can just run down to the attic and get me a piece of fabric the size I want and as much as I want. I don't have that ability where I am. And I am somebody that if I'm going to start something, it's probably going to be in the middle of the night, because that's when I get my stitching done. It's in the evenings after everything's closed, and I don't like going out to stores. And I try to support friends that have started their businesses, and I'm just trying to be supportive of them. So, speaking of which, I also got a bag from Tiffany at Black Cat Stitchery. I wasn't sure. I might have shown this bag in the past, but I wanted to show you because here's Black Cat Stitchery. Here's her information. She does have a Facebook group, and she is on Instagram. You can see here. And her name is Tiffany Robick. She's the owner, and she is super nice. She is in Pennsylvania, so she is not local to me, but local to me, that I'm going to be meeting up with her. She's making me something now. And look at this bag. How cool is that fabric? And then on the other side, it is the vinyl front, which I don't mind. I like the vinyl front. I can see what's in there. And let's be honest, the projects that usually go in here don't live in here very long because they're smaller. And this one already has a new home for, if you're doing this one, the Cottage Gardens latest Snowman Collector. This is the first snowman that has come out. I am really leaning on doing it on one of the gray fabrics, to be honest, and I am doing mine as individuals. I'm not going to do them all in the same piece because I think it'll be too big, but that's my preference. I don't want to frame a big piece when I can work on other ones and maybe gift some of them. I did get myself on the automatic shipment from Barefoot Needle Arts out of South Carolina. They have a shop. I sat with them. They sat at my table, or I sat at their table at StitchCon the first year we went, and we've been friends ever since. And so part of me supporting that business is joining in on their auto ship of this collection. So, and every now and then I throw some floss orders their way. So there's nothing wrong with helping some shops that you know of that are online that have, how do I put this? I would rather spend my money at a friend's shop that I know than put it through to 123 Stitch that is so big I don't know. Now, I'm not saying I don't order from 123 Stitch. If I can't find it other places, I will order from 123 Stitch. But I do try, I'll call Grace Notes and ask her if it's something that she can get for me. I've reached out. I've got a package coming from Garon. So I have some that they're not in my backyard, but I will reach out to them if it's something that I want to have them get it for me first. It's just my way of supporting the brick and mortars that are in everybody's local neighborhoods. And the other thing I do is the road trip, and that is visiting brick and mortar shops that are in different towns along the way that we travel to in my travel group, to bring those to the attention of other people that don't realize they have something in their backyard, like the one I'm about to talk about. So, as I reach over here, I took my sister to, it's called the Log House. It is in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. She does not have a social anything. She doesn't have any kind of media platform out there. They do she does a sit and stitch on a Saturday. Like I said, it's on Mohawk School Road. And she runs this out of her basement. So I wanted to show you what I got while I was there. Because you don't know if you'll ever have the same thing twice. So she cuts everything by the square inch. Sometimes I will go and I will find bits and pieces like this, and she will measure it and charge me the inch, 1 inch squares. She'll charge by the inch. I don't care. This was cut off of somebody else's order that was laying, you know, it was on the shelf. Here's another piece. This may be something I will put a snowman on. This is Belfast Petite Point. So I got a long piece of that. That may have a snowman on it. Maybe something else. You know, it might be, who knows, something else. This is called, this one I really liked. It was, my sister doesn't have a stash. So she was kind of going through, she had stuff in behind the counter that's not really out where people can see because she couldn't, physically, she couldn't lift it up. And so, okay. I think we stopped recording, which means I've been blabbering on for a long time and it's already after 7 o'clock. So my sister offered to carry it back to the stitching table if she could go through and kind of pick out some bigger pieces because she doesn't have a stash. I've given her stuff out of my stash to try and help her kind of get a good start. But we know that fabric's not cheap when you're talking about cross stitch fabric. So as she was going through it, this caught my attention, and it's a 28 count Lugana called Relic, and it got me. Now, remember when I said she cuts? So there's a hunk. They're odd cuts. I don't care. I have a serger. I will cut what I need, and I'll try and use this piece first, you know, and try and keep the bulk of the big piece for some nice, beautiful project that I want to put on here. But this is how she has, if somebody wanted to come in and just buy this piece, she's going to cut that section off for them. She wanted to cut it for me, and I told her no. It's a Picture This Plus called Relic. I thought it was really a nice fabric that I can play with. And I gotta say, when it's cut, I don't feel bad about cutting. Do you get anxiety when you cut into the fabric for the first time? Like you get a big piece of fabric, and do you get anxiety when you cut into it? I do. But I don't get anxiety if I'm just cutting this part off. I don't know why. But once it becomes an actual rectangle or a square, I don't want to cut it anymore. This is... Oh, what is the name of this one? I can't remember. I have it. I can't remember. It's a very common one, and I can hear Beth Ann going, you know what that is? Because she's always talking about this fabric. Anyways, it'll come to me at some point, but that's that fabric. Another little piece of the blue dots. I think my sister was supposed to take some of this to play with when it had the dots on it. This is a piece of Dwarf by Picture This Plus. It's a 28 count. See, but Dwarf is a nice blue. If you're ever looking for a nice blue, Dwarf is a really nice blue from Picture This Plus. I imagine it's probably one of their commoner colors because it's reminiscent of the sky. This is No Name. This is No Name. But it was a piece of dark brown, and I thought, I'm like in the whole mood of stitching stuff when I went there. I know. Who am I, right? Not full coverage. So there's that. And then this one was called Rosewood. It's a 28 count casual linen. And I don't stitch on a lot of linen, but I can tell you if the color sings to me, I don't care what it's on, I'm going to stitch it. So this is Rosewood. And this is a full, what do you call it? Fat quarter, I believe. And it is definitely, there. That's more true to color. It's a rosy kind of color to it. Don't know what I'm going to use it for. Don't have a clue. Then my last fabric, I believe, that I got is, it's a fat 8. It's a 28 count called Spring Garden Duet, and it came in a package. It is, it was $15, I'll tell you. And it's a linen, but look at, it's like grass and sky. And I was kind of debating on putting my Miss Ladybug on here if I restarted her. Like that she would be standing kind of in the grass. But I'm just not sure if I want to use it for that. Because she's not a very big piece. And this is a big piece. So I may hold on to this a bit. And really think about what I want to... That's what sang to me at first when I saw it. That's immediately what project I thought of. But, you know, that's... I don't want to waste it either. See, I don't want to cut it because, you know, you don't want to cut it. While we were there, she just had an event of some sort. So she was giving away, she gave us these needles, a necessity, you know, like a little kit. She gave us that. I keep digging down into my bag here. She also, they did a Halloween thing. I thought this was cute. So she made these little needle cards. And this is just a piece of felt that she glued across the top. She handmade these and she put little stickers on there. And they're like vintage stickers that she found. And it's like almost like it's a thick paper, but it's, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like cheap paper bag paper, but it's a thick paper. But I thought those were really cute, and she gave us those. She was so thankful to have somebody stop and visit with her. And, you know, I think we were there a couple hours visiting and talking with her. And her husband came downstairs, and he sat with us for a little bit and talked. So it was good. She said we were the first people she's seen all week. So we felt welcomed. I should say we felt very welcomed. She is a talker. Okay, so I'm still digging in my bag to show you. So this was the bag she gave us. So look, all right, we're at the end of the bag. Okay, so she had a rack of older magazines. So I don't think I have the 2016 ornament issue of just cross stitch. And so I picked it up while I was there. It was $9.99. Just giving you some prices. I just went ahead and picked it up while I was there. If I, as I'm organizing, come across that I have this already, I will give it away in one of my giveaways. But it was, my sister got like everything every year back to that year, I think, and she got the last one for this year when she was there. Out of all the magazines, picture this or not, what is it? Punch Needle Primitive. I love their magazine, and I need to renew my subscription with them. I have not this year, and I need to get in there and do that. In the Just Cross Stitch, the Halloween and the Christmas ornaments is a must to get. In my opinion, those have such great patterns, and they don't go out of style. Like, they don't go out of style. And look at all the different things that are out there. So, anyways, so I did get a magazine. Okay. I also got Tiny Modernist Mouse's Halloween stitching. I thought that was so cute. I don't know why. It just called to me while I was waiting, and so I picked it up. I got work basket. This is Quaker Santa and Quaker Snowman. I had not seen this before. I'm sure it's been out there because they're not new, but I'm really kind of getting into the whole worker basket things, or the work baskets. I've done the whale in the mermaid, and I had a lot of fun with that. They're easy stitches. They're quick. So I don't know. I think I'm going to start a collection of these too before I'm all said and done. I really liked the work basket, and then this is a Santa and a Snowman. So then, you know, I don't think I have Christmas delivery that is from Cottage Gardens. I really need to really organize my Cottage Gardens. I just think that is adorable. And, you know, I think I have a gray from Gray Snow's Fabrics that's that black licorice that would really look cool on. That might be the fabric that sings to me when I go to kit this up. And because I did say this was all about the finishes, right? I did get some Lady Dot Creates. Some of the pom-poms, I think she calls them. You know, these things. I think those are pom-poms. This is Sizzle. And yeah. And it is 2 yards of hand-dyed pom-poms. So I got Sizzle, which is a red. I got Witchy, which is a green, and I got Snow, which is a white. I thought those would be a good start to some finishes with some ornaments and some different things I have hanging up over there that need to be finished, and even give me some little Halloween things to kind of mess with. So I'm serious. I'm going to do some finishes, y'all. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I think that's it. That was a lot. So here's what's going on in my neck of the woods. We are doing a sit and stitch in Butler again. The last one we had a lot of fun. So we will be doing that. If you're from the area and you're interested, just PM me or leave me a comment below and I will try and get you the information if we haven't filled up yet. It is basically where I work. They have offered us the conference room as long as I am there for this event, because it is a secured building and I have the fob to get in and out, so I have to let people in and out as they come and go. And we sit and stitch for the day, so it's a lot of fun. We start at 9, we end at 8 o'clock at night, or whenever we're tired and ready to go. The building is pretty much empty on the weekend, so it'll be good. And our next one we're going to try and do is January 7th. So if that rings any bells that you may be in the area and interested, be happy to have you sit and stitch and eat pizza and communicate with the rest of us and have fun in the stitchy world. As far as retreats that are out there, I've got quite a few going on. There is the first weekend in March, there is the Western PA, Eastern Ohio Facebook group. They are doing a retreat. I believe it is all sold out at this point. It is a 3 days at a hotel. It was $10 to hold your spot, and then you pay for your own room, and then they divide the cost of the conference room up between the attendees, which I think the room cost in total is, I think she posted $350. It usually ends up being $10 to $15 more on the last day of the retreat. We had a lot of fun. I've been doing that retreat or going to that retreat for a couple of years now, and I've seen it grown. It's growing. It's a lot of fun. So that one is the first weekend in March. The next one is the Steel City retreat. Steel City Stitchers is in Pittsburgh. They are doing a retreat, and I don't know if they're sold out or not. I'm pretty sure they probably are too, so I apologize. But they are at the end of March, towards the end of March. And then we have Grace Knows Fabrics that is in August. And usually September, October, there will be another Western PA, Eastern Ohio. We usually get told that day when we're at when we go to the next retreat. I did bring in my planners. And if you are interested in planning, I can tack this on because I know a lot of you are trying to get ready. I'm not really talking about groups this time, but planning, I wanted to tell you what my plans were. So I'm going to start the year with 72 whips. Oh, I know. Grab your pearls, the whole thing. I'm doing stitch what I want when I want, but I'm also trying to control my starts. So I came up with a plan, and I'm just going to tell you kind of overall how I figured this out, and then you can decide for you if it's something you want to give a try or not. So next year I've decided to not do whip go because I fell off that wagon. What I did decide to do is I calculated that I would do on average in a year 180,000 stitches. That's me. That's me and me alone, and I'm sure I do more than that. I kind of wanted to lowball myself a little bit, so I don't want to feel defeated at the end of the year if I don't meet my goals. So I did that and divided it by my 72 whips. And when you take 180,000 and you divide it by 72 whips, it comes out to being 2,500 is how I worked that out, 2,500 per whip. But then somehow, I did this math a couple weeks ago. I decided that it's 2023, so my goal was going to be 2,300 stitches on each of those whips. Some of them will bring that project to a finish. Some of them will at least get touched. I had about 30 whips not get touched this year, and I feel very deflated about that. Even though I had 22 finishes, I think I was putting extra stitches on the ones I really enjoyed stitching on, and then I wasn't taking time to go put stitches on the ones that just kind of, they weren't at the top, they weren't the cream of the crop of my whips. It's not that I didn't enjoy working on them, but they never made it to my radar that I needed to work on it until it got to be the end of the year. So I needed a plan, and Whip Go wasn't it for me. I love Jessie Marie. I love the premise of Whip Go, but I just realized it just was not for me. It's a little bit too structured maybe for me. So what I did was, if I needed 2,500 stitches on 72 whips to get to my 180,000 stitches for the year, and it's 2023, I can easily do 2,300 stitches on the same amount of whips and still have some extra. So then I decided, well, what divides into 72 equally? In 12. There's 12 months in a year. 12 divides into 72. So I decided to set myself with 12 goals of 2,300 stitches on 12 whips. And if I made that and I touched those 12 whips in that section, then I earned a free start. I earned a start of something it's really calling to me that I want to start. So that's how I'm going to keep my starts somewhat reined in, so I don't end up with 300 whips, because I do like the finishes. And the other thing that I like to do, and I'm looking in here to kind of see if I can find my list. I do have my list. Okay. So I just pulled this out. So this is my list of my whips, and you can see I have them by my project goal is 2,300. Some of them I already know I need to restart, like Miss Ladybug. I passed that off. So I know I need to restart that one, and I already put that over here and what my actual was and if I met the goal. So this is what I did. I listed all of my whips, and then I sorted it by my start date, with my oldest whips being at the top, because when I start the year, I am gung-ho, I'm all on. Let's do the ones that I need to get off my list first. So I sorted them by project start dates. So that means my whips that are the oldest are in my 2019. My oldest whip is my Early American Series, and I started that May 13th, 2019. That is currently my oldest whip. I have 4 whips still left from 2019. I have a ton of whips left from 2020. 2021 wasn't too bad. This is 2 pages, I'm going to tell you. 2 pages. But I only have 1 from 2022 that I started that I'm carrying into next year. So that's my goal. While I'm fresh, I'll start with my older whips at the top of my list. And when I get through these 12, I've earned myself a free start. When I get through this next 12, I earn myself a free start. So it's not about how many I do a week or how many I do for that month. It's just, how do I make these projects work into my challenges and make those stitches count and get on to the next, that I could do a free start in there. Now, if I finish one, I can replace one with a start if I want to. But I'm really trying not to. If I do, I'm not going to beat myself up if I finish one that I start something, but give myself an extra start, because some of these probably are less than 1,000 stitches and they'll be done. So my goal is that hopefully I will touch all of my whips by going in this order, and it'll help me become a little bit more organized as far as what I work on when I work on it. So that is my big major plan, I think, for next year. I have my Jack and Sally Happy Planner. I don't think I'm going to do a flip through this year. I haven't changed much from last year. I don't think I've changed anything. I still have my daily stitch counts, and I still have my calendars of all the stuff. So, but that was the only big change for this year that I'm doing, is I've got a list. I'm going to do 2,300 stitches on each. I think I can easily do that. My problem is once I hit 2,300, I can probably keep pushing, because I get to a groove that I like working on the project, or I'm in between challenges that I don't want to switch projects in the middle of a challenge. So it gives me some wiggle room to go over if I want to and still be able to meet my goals. So I think that's finally it. If you've made it this far, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I am going to put up for the next grab bag is for the next giveaway for the end of December. because all of you are going to have such great stitchy fun. I am going to throw in this cross stitch key. You don't have to put any code word in. If you leave a comment below on this video before I do my December wrap up at the end of December, which let's be honest, is probably going to be in the first week of January, probably, or the week before January. I will put you in the drawing to send you a cross stitch key for your, and if you don't want it, then you just tell me that you don't want it. Tell me you're not interested in the giveaway. Don't say giveaway. Just say, it's so hard to do these things. I'm just going to send it to you. And if you don't want it, you can take it to somebody else that will. So if you leave a comment below, I will put you in for this at the end of January. It tells you, I don't know if you're familiar with these, but it'll tell you the count of your cloth. It's also a corner gauge. It's also a ruler. So you can see the different counts across the bottom. So clear from 10 count all the way up to 32 count. So that's pretty cool. And I think that's it. Honestly, honest to Pete. Thank you for sticking with me this long. Lisa Marie Ford, make sure you get with me so I can send you your prize and get your address, your mailing address, and to everyone else. If you haven't joined a challenge group and you're interested, it's not too late to join Whip Warriors. They are still an open group, probably for 1 more week, maybe 2. So jump on board. If you are already a member of Whip Warriors and you haven't joined the Whip Warriors road trip, give us a try. It is going to also be a closed group once we close down our main group. Our Whip Warriors road trip will also close down, and we will not open up for members until next year at this time. Right now, our newcomers are getting their ride packages together, and they're stitching their little heart's desire, and our current travelers are on a bus trip around Washington, D.C. So lots of things happening, lots of fun, lots of ways to get your stitches up and help you stay motivated to get your stitches in. So I think that's my plug for them. Most everything is in the comments below. If you see that drop down box, I try and put some kind of a description in there for you. It may be the same one I put in for last time, to be honest, because I'd like to get this edited and get it loaded. So until next time, start what you want to start and stitch what you want to stitch. Bye, everybody.